Hi everybody, and welcome to this edition of Teen Book Tuesday. I'm Lorie and I'm the teen librarian at Manlius Library, coming to you from my teen room. And today I'm going to be telling you about some nonfiction books. I've gotten some really great nonfiction books in, and I can't wait to share them with you. I'm going to start with The Little Book of Life Skills by Erin Zamet Rudy. We all have areas in our lives that make us feel disorganized, unprepared, or just plain stressed out. And now maybe even more than ever. From creating a calmer morning routine to setting yourself up for a good night's sleep, there are easy and proven ways to do things better. Whether you need advice on how to end an argument, iron a shirt, or keep your inbox under control, which can be even more important now than ever, Erin Zamet Rudy, the author, has spoken to experts and condensed their wisdom into easy to follow steps for all of life's simple and not so simple tasks, such as keeping towels fresh, soft, and smelling good, packing up leftovers, cook creamy, never overcooked scrambled eggs, declutter, I can use that one, clean the kitchen after dinner, folding a fitted sheet, meditate, jumpstart a car, wash and moisturize your face, and even calm down before overreacting. Each one is 2 or 3 pages tops, and it consists of the basic steps, an introduction to the experts, because each one is presented by different experts. So every single topic in here has a different expert in that field. So there's a little bio, very small bio of the expert. Why are they the expert? And an explanation a little bit longer than just the basic steps of what to do and why to do it. Some of them have bonus blurbs or extra pro tips. This is the Little Book of Life Skills, and it offers simple strategies for being better grown-ups wherever you are on that journey. It's the perfect guide for anyone who wants to get organized, be more efficient through the day, and finally learn the best way to fold that fitted sheet. That's the Little Book of Life Skills. The next book I have to show you today is One Person, No Vote: How Not All Voters Are Treated Equally, and that's by Carol Anderson with Tanya Bolden. It's a bit of a civics history with a little bit of activism in there as well. This is a teen adaptation of the National Book Award long-listed adult book, and it brings to light the facts about how not every voter is treated equally. After the election and re-election of Barack Obama, a very pointed rollback of voting rights occurred, punctuated by a 2013 Supreme Court decision that undid the Voting Rights Act of 1965. It was known as the Shelby ruling, and this decision allowed districts with a history of racial discrimination to change voting requirements without approval of the Department of Justice. This book gives a history of voter disenfranchisement along with a history of the Voting Rights Act, and then it follows the aftermath of that 2013 Supreme Court ruling. It explains how voter suppression works, from photo ID requirements to gerrymandering to poll closures. It also explores the resistance, the organizing, activism, and court battles to restore the basic right to vote to all Americans. Complete with a discussion guide, photographs, and information about getting involved with elections in your own community. This is an essential exploration of the history of voting rights and a call to action for a better future. And that's One Person, No Vote by Carol Anderson. The next one is Poisoned Water by Candy J. Cooper: How the Citizens of Flint, Michigan Fought for Their Lives and Warned the Nation. And this is based on Pulitzer Prize award-winning journalism by Candy Cooper, the author. In 2014, Flint, Michigan was a cash-strapped city. It had been built up and then abandoned by General Motors. As part of a plan to save money, government officials decided that Flint would temporarily switch its water supply from Lake Huron to the Flint River. Within months, many residents broke out in rashes, and then it got worse. Children stopped growing. Some people were hospitalized with mysterious illnesses. Others died. Citizens of Flint protested that the water was to blame and it was dangerous. Despite what seemed so apparent from the murky, foul-smelling liquid pouring from the city's faucets, the officials refused to listen. They treated the people of Flint as the problem, not the water, which was actually poisoning thousands of people. Through interviews with residents and intensive research into legal records and news accounts, journalist Candy Cooper, assisted by her writer-editor Mark Aronson, reveals the true story of Flint. Poisoned water shows us not just how the crisis unfolded in 2014, but also the history of racism and segregation that led up to it, the beliefs and attitudes that fueled it, and how the people of Flint fought and are still fighting for clean water and healthy lives. That's Poisoned Water by Candy J. Cooper. This next one has some pretty cool science. It's called Genomics by Whitney Stewart and Hans C. Anderson, MD. Over the past 50 years, scientists have made incredible progress in the applications of genetic research to human healthcare and disease treatment. Innovative tools and techniques, including gene therapy and CRISPR-Cas9 editing, can treat inherited disorders that were previously untreatable or prevent them from happening in the first place. You can take a DNA test to learn where your ancestors are from. I did it. It's pretty cool. Police officers can use genetic evidence to identify criminals or innocents, and some doctors are using new medical techniques for unprecedented procedures. This book, Genomics, delves into the history, science, and ethics behind recent breakthroughs in genetic research. The authors present fascinating case studies that show how real people have benefited from genetic research. Though the genome remains full of mysteries, researchers and doctors are working hard to uncover its secrets and find the best ways to treat patients and cure diseases. The discoveries to come will inform how we target disease treatment, how we understand our health, and how we define our very identities. And that's Genomics, A Revolution in Health and Disease Discovery by Whitney Stewart. It's not nearly as dry as it sounds. It's actually pretty fascinating. I learned quite a bit reading it. Next up, a history book, but it's not your everyday history book. It's called Into the Streets, A Young Person's Visual History of Protest in the United States by Mark Bischke. The United States has a rich history of protest. One could say our nation was built on protest. This is a visual history of such. Each chapter chronologically features demonstrations, both famous and lesser known, violent and peaceful, between 1492 and 2018. About 3/4 of the book focuses on progressive protests like the Stonewall riots, the Ferguson uprising, and even the Summer of Love in 1967, while the remainder center on political or environmental movements. It's full of straightforward storytelling, and it has short chapters highlighting the key people, slogans, and strategies, and reasons for those movements. Very short chapters. It often emphasizes the roles played by teens, such as that of climate activist Greta Thunberg. There are many asides that insert additional details and some history, like the origins of the peace symbol, the history of the rainbow flag and the AIDS quilt, and a quick history of the Freedom Riders. This is a roundup of rallies, parades, sit-ins, walkouts, boycotts, and more. And it shows that there is many protest methods as there are reasons to protest. It's a pretty cool book. It's very easy to read. It starts all the way back in 1492 with early American resistance. And then it gets into the Boston Tea Party and the women's suffrage procession, Montgomery bus boycott, the nuclear freeze rally, Occupy Wall Street, the Dakota Access Pipeline protests, March for Our Lives, and everything in between. There's a lot of really great information in here. And finally today, a book I'm super excited to share with you. It's called Channel Kindness, Stories of Kindness and Community by the Born This Way Foundation with Lady Gaga. We could all use a little more kindness in this world, especially these days, and that is what's celebrated and explored in this fabulous anthology. The stories have been curated by Lady Gaga, her mom, and her Born This Way Foundation team of reporters. They are stories by and for teens, tweens, and new adults, and they highlight inspirational, heartbreaking, and ultimately hopeful moments that led to personal and sometimes community transformation. Each of the 51 stories, starting with Lady Gaga's, shows the power of an individual The power of an individual and what happened when they took a stand and chose kindness. Every story also features empowering messages from Lady Gaga and sometimes from her mom as well. The entries are all pretty short. They're 2 or 3, sometimes 4 pages long. And in the back, there is a solid list of resources for every story. And there's also encouragement for you to write your own stories of kindness. I'm going to read you the history of the Channel Kindness program. Channel Kindness is a digital platform launched by Lady Gaga's Born This Way Foundation with the purpose of empowering young people to create a kinder and braver world. Through the power of storytelling, we hope to inspire our audience to spread kindness, encourage acceptance, and elevate the stories of good that happen in our communities every day. Since launching in 2017, Born This Way has enlisted and trained 100 Channel Kindness reporters to use their ears, eyes, and hearts to find, recognize, and share the everyday and heroic acts of kindness that fill our daily lives and shape our communities. By amplifying these stories on channelkindness.org, we hope to inspire everyone to put compassion into action in their own lives through community engagement and storytelling. Channel Kindness reporters have produced hundreds of stories of kindness, counterbalancing the negative narratives that dominate the media about young people, and instead highlight how today's young people are wonderfully passionate, collaborative, and diverse generation. And that's the Channel Kindness program, which you can find at channelkindness.org. And that's Channel Kindness by Lady Gaga. It's really a fabulous book. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found something you might be interested in reading. If you did, head over to our website at manliuslibrary.org and put it on hold, and we can arrange for some curbside pickup, or you can pop in during our limited open hours. Again, visit our website and you'll see what hours that we're open, and you can check out one of these great books yourself. I am Lorie. I'm the teen librarian here at Manlius Library. You can find me every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at 4 o'clock for some new and great teen reading suggestions. Thanks for joining me. Have a great week and happy reading.